Hi everyone, this is Jacob with Oak Endurance, and today we're going to be going over the front squat. This is a movement that is very, very, very technical. A video does not do it justice. I highly recommend working with a trainer or asking your trainer about this and getting specific form cues. I'm going to do my best to describe some key points very briefly for the purposes of today's video so that clients and whatnot have a video to look back on. Okay? I want to show you the movement first. Okay, front squat. If you need a refresher on the squat pattern, go look at the squat pattern YouTube video. If you need a refresher on barbell squats, there's a barbell squat YouTube video. As far as the front squat goes, the biggest difference is what you're doing from the waist up in terms of where you're holding the bar in the front, okay? So we're gonna start there and we're gonna kind of move through the movement from there, okay? So with the squat, one of the biggest things that I see is people have issues with the external rotation portion in terms of grabbing the bar, okay? If you have issues with that, exercises where you work on external rotation, either with a band or external rotation exercises with a dumbbell and cable on my YouTube channel as well. Those are all great. Those are good practice. The best practice is to practice with a bar like you would in a front squat, okay? As you go up to the bar, you have two options. You can do this with your fingers or hands, entire hands. You do not want to use your wrists to hold the bar. Instead, you want to use your anterior delt, front of your shoulder, to hold the bar. If you're feeling a lot of strain on your wrists after like the second, third time you do this, you're probably doing it wrong. The first time you may feel a little strain. All right? When we go into the movement, I go up to the bar and I drive my elbows as high as I can first so that I make sure it's on the front of the shoulder. You should be able to have the bar right here across you and be not even using your hands to support it. Line it up with that front of the shoulder, right above the pec. Drive the elbows forward as much as possible, okay? So that from here, again, if you take your fingers off, you can hold it. Following? You also see some people, sometimes they'll hold it like this. I don't like that as much, it just feels unsafe. You also notice how when I take my fingers off, I can't get them back. So that's why I'm bringing the bar back. Okay? Make sure that setup is good and you're ready to rock and roll before you take the bar off. I see people all the time where they'll go up, they'll do like this and then take it off and be messing around and whatnot, okay? You don't want to do that. Make sure you're nice and set here first before you take the bar off, okay? In my opinion, that's the hardest part of the barbell squat. Furthermore, you might notice you can't get your elbows up very high, and your thoracic extension, this portion of the spine, the ability for you to extend it backwards is not where it should be. This is very common for endurance athletes. That's where thoracic extension spinal exercises come into play and working on that. Okay, I have some of those on my YouTube channel as well. Once again, this is a great way to practice thoracic extension, and this is part of the reason I like this exercise for endurance athletes over the barbell squat on the back. After you have all of that settled and good to go, you can take the bar off the rack. You have two options for doing this. I just showed you the first one in a lunge position. Okay, that's option number one. Same thing when you go back to put it on the rack. Okay. Option number two, if it's heavy enough, which this is a compound exercise, so it probably will be, pretend like you're about to do about half of a squat. Get into that squat position, lift up, and walk back. Same thing then when you bring it back in, okay? Then from here, I'm thinking pretty much everything the same as a barbell squat, all right? Find a fixed point on the wall, use your hip flexors as you come up, spread the floor, Sets and reps are up to you depending on what you're trying to achieve. Again, there's a lot going on with that movement. Make sure you have the squat pattern down first. Make sure your thoracic extension is where you want it. Make sure your external rotation of the arms is where you want it. Make sure you feel safe. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. This is Jacob with Oak Endurance, and that is the barbell front squat. Thank you.